Team, welcome to another episode of Raising Havana. This is episode 27, and today we practiced some paws up, we practiced a bit of coin indication work, and then we had a day of toy play. So I know I said I was going to work on boundary training last episode, but there are a couple of other things that popped into my head. Boundary training is firmly entrenched into the agenda for the rest of the week, so that Havana and I can absolutely smash that. We started with paws up training, and you know what? I love Havana's enthusiasm, but sometimes it gets a little bit much. As you can see here, where we were so bouncy and so pumped that we really struggled to remain focused on the activity. I would give her a few seconds to think. I'd try and fuss her, and she'd think I was throwing a treat, or just playing with her, or whatever it was that was going through her mind. This was actually quite a stressful session for me, because as I'm sure we all have with our dogs, when you think you're getting somewhere and it turns out that you're not, it's a little bit frustrating. But all's well that ends well. I went back to basics as I always do, built her up, and eventually we got a really nice solid couple of scratches of her chest, a couple of strokes on her back, and built that duration. It's just a time commitment thing, really. I've dedicated time to her scent work, I've dedicated time to her recall, I've dedicated time to her loose lead walking, and all of those are looking absolutely gorgeous, as I'm sure you'll agree. It's just about me taking some of the time that I dedicate to those things and dedicating it to boundary and paws up training, because that was one of the first things we did with her, and I've let it slack a little bit, but back on the saddle. Speaking of scent work though, we tried a coin indication again, and this produced some really interesting results. So for those of you who are interested in Nosework with me, you'll notice that the hide that I did, where I popped the coin kind of around the corner of the kind of stand for an umbrella, while we did get nice sourcing, it took her a little bit to work it out. As I said, I love watching her work, I love watching her nose go, I love looking at her thinking, trying to solve a nosework problem. We encountered a fantastic issue. And I say it's fantastic because it shows an element of frustration, and while frustration isn't good, it shows the value of the coin in that she went over to it, frozen it, and then tried to get it out with her paw. Now, how we deal with this is really important. So all we do is I moved her away, lured her away, threw a treat away for her, reset the coin, let her go back to it, and then rewarded her when we just got that freeze. And I repeated that quite a few times. What I want to teach her is that she doesn't need, if she physically cannot, to get her nose on the coin. What matters is that she finds and sources the coin and does a little freeze, even if it's a little bit elevated headwise. And that's what she did. You'll see in that last little indication that she does. Her head is a little bit up. She's not touching the coin, but she's freezing. I reward that. And overall it was good. So it's just interesting to see what different problems crop up. So if you have a dog who is pawing at the article, that's what I'd recommend. Do a little bit of indication work where you only reward when they do the freeze. If they do a paw, don't reward it, just lure them away, pop the coin back down or whatever article you're using, and repeat. Finally, we did some toy play. So I've done a tutorial video on toy play for some of my students. It's private. Each student that works with me gets access to my private Facebook group where I post private tutorial videos every few weeks. And this one was all about toy play and how to get the most effective play with your dog. Havana loves playing toys with me. I think I mentioned in one of the earlier episodes that she wasn't really that toy motivated, but to see her actively engaging with me now is absolutely amazing. I'm so pleased with her progress with this. As a gun dog, theoretically, she should enjoy carrying things and playing tug with me, but we can never assume. We have to work hard to cultivate the behaviour that we want in our dogs. So the fact that she's desperately growling at me and pawing at me and trying to go and play with me is really cool. Play is something that I actually didn't know a tremendous amount about a few years ago, but it's something that I use every day with Havana now, and something that I'm hoping to teach more people about, because there is nothing quite as good as play with a dog. So there we go, team. There is a recap of Havana's day. Please leave a comment if you have any questions for me. We are coming very close to the month's anniversary of starting this challenge, so I'm really looking forward to doing a wrap-up video that I'm going to do, talking about this first month, what went well, what didn't, and how we can improve on it. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can keep up with Havana's daily adventures, and you can find me on social media at Jack Fenton - the Dorset Dog Trainer. Thank you very much for watching, team. I will chat with you again soon. Bye!